Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts Taskmaster Tuesday. This is episode 2 of season 1, and season 1 is going to run through June 2021. It means we have 4 episodes to gather as many points as we can, and last week's episode was a terrible start for all of us. Nobody got any points. We all went home without any kind of points in the bag. So hopefully this time around it's going to get better. What we're doing today is a battle of 2 battlecruisers versus a battlecruiser, a battleship, 1 heavy cruiser and 2 destroyers. The sinking is pretty straightforward. I need to sink the battlecruiser for 1 point, the battleship for 2 points, take no hits from torpedoes and suffer no flash fires, 1 point, use a battlecruiser with very long range and minimum bulkheads, 1 point. Yes, because battlecruisers need as much fragility as they can. Anyway, let's put the battlecruiser to the test. Interestingly, we get a pretty sizable battlecruiser, 47,000 tons. That is a big boy. I am going to go with the minimum bulkheads and very long range. That is going to cut into my displacement somewhat, but I suppose that if I use oil, I can get quite a few of that weight back, or quite a lot of it. Take no hits from torpedoes and suffer no flash fires. If I want to absolutely suffer no flash fires, I'm going to have to make this thing as safe as possible, which means Citadel 5. Citadel 4 has a slightly higher flash fire chance. All of the anti-flooding, especially considering my minimum bulkheads displacement, I think it's a must, considering what I'm going to go up against. That battleship could be all sorts of trouble. We're going to go with a triangular tower. Interesting Russian tower design. I don't think I've seen this one before, so it probably got added in Alpha 12. And a light secondary tower for 2.5, 2 long range, 5 long range, tall secondary tower. I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to get as much range between myself and them as I can. Yeah, why not? It's a bit unusual, but we're going to put the funnel behind the secondary tower. And this way I should hope not to have any smoke interference. Although I'm not sure if that's how that works. Smoke interference is currently -1. And still -1. So it doesn't matter where you put that thing. It's just calculated as an overall debuff to the ship. Engine efficiency 95.5, so we're good there. Up until the point where I start boosting that speed. Okay. Radar 2. Stereo 5. All the torpedo. Or sorry, all the sonar. And now I have quite a bit of displacement left at main guns. There's no restriction on main guns, aside of course from effectiveness. And considering that I have Mark III 16s and Mark II 18s, I'm thinking that the Mark III 16s are more interesting. They seem a bit more appealing. I cannot move the superstructure farther back. Alright then. Let's go with a very straightforward ship. Well, not that straightforward, if I can manage it. Let's go with a triple barrel. Oh, sorry, side mount. Central line, 16, triple. 1 there, 1 there. 1 here, here, and here. Gives me 15 16-inch guns. And because they're not quadruple, they shouldn't have as much of an accuracy debuff. I also want to have super heavy shells. I want to have these things turn quickly, load quickly, and I want to have maximum barbette thickness. I absolutely do not want to get hit by anything that's going to blow my ship up. And there is still a very real threat that that'll happen. Now, I'm not fighting just battleships, or battleship and battlecruiser. I am also fighting destroyers. And a heavy cruiser. The heavy cruiser is perfectly hittable with 16-inch guns. The destroyer slightly less so. So let's go with a couple of 15-inch triples. Sorry, 5-inch triples. And that should give me the firepower that I need to take down the DD. Or actually, considering that I have a turning circle of anywhere near a kilometer, I really don't want to get that close to the DD. That's 11 kilometers out. Turning circle 827, so it's not as bad as it could be. Still, let's go for... Whoops. Let's go for something bigger. I think the tower was sitting over there. Funnel back on. Secondary 8-inch guns. Dual barrel are slightly more accurate. Single and dual are actually the same. Triple barrel, slightly less so. As always, I hope that they will actually turn. I've had it happen too often now that they just refuse to. A couple of 4s over there. Now, I'm considering going with more speed. Because speed in these ships is life and will also allow me to dictate the range of the battle. It means I'm going to be using very little armor and using speed as my main defense. So 36.5 knots, no torpedo blister whatsoever. Super heavy shells, high TNT explosives, very fast rotating turrets. Very fast loading turrets as well, because these things reload in 48.4 seconds. And, well, it was a bit of a speed build, at least by my standards. Let's see if this thing is actually capable of doing the job that I need it to do. Ship's called the Stavropol. Let's put the Stavropol through the ringer. Here we are. This is what I'm fighting. The battleship, the battlecruiser, the heavy, and 2 DDs. Range to the battleship. Very long. 32.6. I can hit the 32.1. So I'd currently be more likely to hit their battlecruiser than the battleships. And I want these to start turning to starboard. Now, what about their battleship and battlecruiser? The battlecruiser first, 8 17-inch guns. They're not turning. I think they might not have detected me yet. Hold on, is 4 funnels enough for you? Good grief. What are you smoking? Like... Also, that secondary armament, what is that, 8s? No. Yeah, it is 8s. They have 2 double 8s and 6 triple 8s. That's all of these things. There's the double, and there's the other double. Oof. Battleship? Oh no, they sent in the Yamato. This thing carries 9 18-inch guns, a bunch of 8s, another bunch of 8s, a whole lot of 4-inch guns, and some 6s. Yikes. That's no fun. That thing is way too dangerous for my taste. I'm really hoping I can continue to sort of skirt their maximum range and just avoid a confrontation. Or at least avoid getting shot at because, and I'm going to reiterate, I have minimum bulkheads. It's not something that I generally pick if I have a choice. It's usually the first slider that goes all the way up. But under the Taskmaster circumstances, you're forced to do things that you're not always that comfortable with. You're forced to do stuff that doesn't always work out too well. My accuracy is still pretty shit. 1%. The battlecruiser's coming my way. Oh, there we go. We've spotted... We have been spotted, but we also got 2 consecutive hits on them. Good work. That knocked out their main tower. So their accuracy is down the toilet. Wow. Was not expecting that. Look at that, the whole main tower is blackened. Nice. But, less nice is that the main turret is now turning. So they are very curious about what exactly did damage to them and how they can repay the favor. Well, trust me, you really do not have to. You really, really do not have to. One thing of note is that it took no flooding damage. So that's something that signals to me that it might have quite a few bulkheads. It's interesting to go with a stern-heavy battlecruiser like this. I hope it's going to work out alright. So far, they seem to be doing enough damage. Albeit in a broadside manner. That's the risk. Because any hit is going to do a lot of damage. I just hope that their accuracy is as bad as mine, and I'm traveling at best speed. Well, not even that yet. 32, 28. Speed up. Yep, another hit. 71 damage. Detach. I want you at best speed. I know it's going to cut into my accuracy, but I'd rather be fast and miss a few more times than be slower, more accurate, and dead. There we go. Stern deck extended. Penetration. The battlecruiser is definitely trying to hit me, but I think it's very much impeded by the lack of main tower. "19 clicks, 20 clicks. So far I've dished out 6 hits for 828 damage. I've taken none. Despite various attempts. Good. Range 18. Hold on, we're getting a bit too close here. Range 20, that's more comfortable. Just keep slugging them at long range. Hit. Flooding. Seems like the flooding is already under control. How's identification? 96 on the battlecruiser, 74 on the battleship. Range of the battleship is 26. Good. Because that Yamato-ish build of 9 18-inch guns, that concerns me. If that hits, I'm going to be in trouble. Alright, the battlecruiser is the Friedrich Karl with her 17-inch guns, but without a main tower, because it got destroyed, does not have a lot of chance to hit me. If any. Few bulkheads. Pretty fast for a battlecruiser. Torpedo launchers, but only to a range of 9-8, so that's fine. Now the objective is only to take out the battlecruiser and the battleship. There is nothing to be said about the destroyers or the heavy cruiser. So it seems like I just need to make sure that I can take him down. How I do that is entirely up to me, as long as I don't use torpedo launchers. I could go for the ram if I wanted to, but with minimum bulkheads, that might not be a terribly great idea. But I can just ignore the the heavy cruiser and the heavy cruiser and the destroyer. That's what I can ignore. Look at this thing. It's just getting wiped out. Hit after hit slams into the ship. Fire. That fire is spreading, I think. Several sections are now burning up. And with the main damage tower, or main damage control neutralized, they're probably really struggling to put that out. Chance to pen? 78%, but dropping. 2 fires. More flooding on the stern. The battleship has now been identified. Aptly named Beowulf. She's not fast. She has a lot of protection. And she has those 18-inch guns, which can reach out to 31.2 kilometers. But they're not accurate. At least not at that range. And they don't have that many shells of them. Okay, that's good. Just ripping this battlecruiser apart. Khabarovsk, starboard turn. More flooding. We're properly locked in now. 4.8% chance to pen. Oh, sorry, to hit. Chance to pen should be in the 70s. Yeah, 75. I think this guy is going to be closing to a crawl. Yeah, 25-3, 25-1. Khabarovsk, time to push in a bit more. Because we also need to work on killing off the battleship. Keep pestering him. I think he's limping away. 18.3, 18.2. Still zipping around. 36 knots. Buoyancy's 5%. 6%. Another engine damaged. We still seem to have an issue with some fires on the ship. Buoyancy's going back up. But their speed probably is not. Not with 2 damaged engines. Alright. We're gonna turn in at the expense of firepower. Because I won't be able to bring all the guns to bear. But I think I don't really need to, because this thing is in enough trouble as is. And I got really lucky with that first hit. Knocking out the main tower caused such an accuracy drop that effectively this ship, with a good radar and stereoscopic 5 rangefinding, could have been a big risk, but didn't turn out to be a big risk. Where's their battleship? There. Alright, we're going to turn starboard. We're going to try and steer clear of that destroyer out there. And just continue to slug the Friedrich Karl. Turrets are already turned around. That's why usually when I try, well, when I can, I try to pick electro-hydraulic turrets. It's just very much worth it. 12% buoyancy, 10, 9, they're dropping, 7, 5%, 4%, 3, come on, succumb to the damage. Nope, they're going back up. Another flooding hit. Did the battleship fall silent? No, but the battlecruiser did. And immediately the Stavropol locks onto the battleship and starts flinging shells with an accuracy of 2.5%. Can we pen that thing at this range? Sort of. 50-50. My problem here is that I might not be accurate enough. Well, no, that's not strictly true. I am accurate enough. I might not have the pen. And because this ship has so many bulkheads, it's going to be very difficult to flood her out. So I'll just have to tear through it, I guess. Let those 16-inch shells crash through the deck. And hopefully cause, at some point, a flash fire. But I rather doubt it. Crypt 3 armor, shaft 3 auxiliary engine. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty survivable, this ship. 1% chance, though. I can make that work. 5% structural integrity has been reduced. That's it. Is that the heavy cruiser by any chance? Yeah. Damn, is that tower tall enough for you? You're sporting 3 triple 10-inch guns. This looks weird. Look at that. Barbette. And that's a 6-inch? 5-inch. That's a single 5-inch gun. Weird design. Oh well. He's not really the problem right now. A full salvo from Khabarovsk. I have 888 shells. I should be able to just keep wearing this guy down, albeit slowly. That was 2 belt extended and deck extended for very low damage. 58% chance to pen. I'll take that. 56 for you. For some reason, Stavropol is far more accurate than Khabarovsk. Oh, probably because the flagship is not close enough. Hold on, I need to slow down a touch. Because you do boost accuracy. Here, flagship near 4.5 kilometers. The Stavropol is just on the edge of that. bit hesitant about rejoining the division because I don't want to prompt that formation bug again. Hit. Structural to 90%. Is she even trying? Yeah, she's trying, alright. But she takes almost a minute to reload. This is going to take a while. Although I'm hesitant to put out, or to turn off the recording, or pause it. Because the thing might eventually explode if I'm able to hit the magazines. Kind of doubt it, but you never know. Mid-deck pen, 14 damage. Alright, we're going to switch to high explosive. Because their superstructure might be vulnerable. Their conning tower isn't. But if I can reduce the superstructure and structural integrity just by lobbing high explosive at it and setting some fires, then that can work. Shit. Khabarovsk got hit. And because she gets hit and has minimum bulkheads, she starts flooding like crazy. I hope this damage can be fixed, because this is not a good sight for the Khabarovsk. She's down to 60% buoyancy. Oh, no. No, 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 no. 417 damage by Beowulf. This is not good. Come on. Seems like the high explosive is not really doing that much. Although, no, actually I'm slowly but steadily hitting and reducing their structural integrity. At least their armor integrity. Partial pen, it's only 4.7 damage. I want that superstructure gone. That main tower. Mid-deck. Yeah, it's the deck, it's not the tower. Come on, Stavropol. Stern belt extended, partial pen. Not really impressed with the 16-inch gun damage yet. Unfortunately, because I was really expecting that these things would be enough. It's probably still the better choice than the 18s. Maximum speed about 27 knots. What's your counter chance? Oh! Hold on a moment, it stopped firing. Because its ammunition supply went too low. Okay. Let's say that I were to push in. What would happen to my pen chance? It would probably start dropping, because now I'm going through the deck. And I would have to go through the belt. And the belt is substantially more armored than the deck. Yeah, this does not work. Oh shit. Oh, it's the cruiser that's returning fire. The Hansa. With her 10-inch guns. Switch back to auto selector. Can we keep up with that ship? 26 knots. You can do 27. Yeah, you'll be fine. Switch back to armor piercing. This is gonna take a while, guys. Quite a bit of time has passed now. My ships are starting to run dry on ammo. Or at least they will soon. Especially Khabarovsk. She's down to her last 100 shells out of the 1,000 that she started with. And it's just not getting through to the Beowulf. I've been able to reduce her structural integrity to 60%. I even caused a flooding hit once. And, well, that didn't really do much. The Stavropol, currently too close to really inflict pen damage, is trying to once again get out of range. Because the Beowulf was starting to return fire, and that's not really something I'm particularly looking forward to seeing how the Stavropol would respond. So, loading and firing high explosive as long as I can, just to try and burn it down, but this thing is just too well built. The few shells that do hit just don't really do a whole lot of damage. Then again, this is a super battleship. This thing is meant to take shells for days, and, well, it is. Khabarovsk has inflicted 1300 damage. The Stavropol doubled that at 2700. But we're just not going to complete the challenge. Because, well, the Khabarovsk is down to her last 6. Reloading last salvo. She's dry. Khabarovsk out of ammo. Sure, I still have 8 and 4 inch, and if really wanted to, I could slam the ship into it. But I believe that both of my battlecruisers will sink before I'm able to get there. Simply because either I'll get hit by torpedoes or by the 18-inch guns. It's just not going to work. So, despite taking a lot of ammo with me, not increased but a standard complement, it was not enough. I was not expecting something like the Beowulf to show up. And the Beowulf, well, it deserves its title. It's just not budging. It's just not budging. And because of that, I only get 3 points this week. Use a battlecruiser with very long range and minimum bulk. Oh, sorry, actually, I have 4 points. No, 3. Use a battlecruiser with very long range and minimum bulkheads, 1 point. Sink the battlecruiser, 1 point. And take no hits from torpedoes and suffer no flash fires, 1 point. If I do go in and try to go for a ram, for example, the chance of flash fires and torpedoes increase substantially. So that would jeopardize a third of my points, and I'm not willing to do that in order to get 2 more points. It's not worth the risk. So, 3 points for me today. Let's see how the other guys did. Linked down below in the description are their attempts. And, well, let's see what sort of battlecruiser they threw together and what sort of a ship they are facing. I hope that they're also facing something like this, otherwise they're pretty likely to get 5 points. Anyway, that was it for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more videos.